She has hyper-IgD syndrome, also known as mevalonate kinase enzyme deficiency. It's autoinflammatory, so her body does not have a way of shutting down her immune system. Our pediatrician knew we need to go elsewhere, and he sent us up to Cincinnati Children's Hospital. We found out this past summer that we have lost her left kidney. We had a family friend tell us about this foundation. When the foundation stepped in and helped us get another trip up to Cincinnati, the hotels up there, the helping with food, but it's definitely been a great blessing. And came definitely at a time that I was feeling extremely desperate. So we are very, very grateful.
My son is Jamison Childress. He was diagnosed with high-risk neuroblastoma last May of 2021. We were rushed immediately to St. Jude in Memphis, and our lives completely changed. Kari's Heart Foundation, they saw Jamison and I, and they embraced us. Had it not been for them, I'm not entirely sure how we would have made it. I am eternally grateful, and I'm so glad that they were there to support us through his treatment. And because of it, I have my beautiful son, and we have our home and a car to drive around in, and he needs for nothing. And I am so grateful for that.
After he was born, that's when they figured out, oh, wait a minute, he has, I guess they caught the valve first, and then that's when they figured out he had the holes. That's when I believe Jimmy actually reached out to you folks, getting him then to Vanderbilt, getting him in with the right doctors. It's even scarier when you got to see your child sitting there with, you know, all the tubes coming out the chest and the side, hooked up to these monitors. But you know, the people there at Vanderbilt, they were excellent, and you folks follow up great with the support as far as the gas cards, you know, a little bit of food vouchers and all. I mean, it's a blessing there.
Ryan was born with a congenital eye disease, and we were pointed in the direction of Cincinnati, Ohio. My daughter Aubrey started having some health problems, and we were lucky to be able to get her in while we were there as well. I've had another child that has come down with the same disease that my daughter has, which is a rare bone disease called CRMO. It's very painful. They get local treatment here at Johnson City Medical Center, but we also end up having to travel to Cincinnati whenever you can't get that care here and you need to go somewhere else. That requires money and time off work and expenses, you know, while you're there, and food and all the stuff. And Kari's Heart Foundation has done that for us for 3 years. There were several of those trips that absolutely would not have been possible without Kari's Heart Foundation.
He has craniosynostosis, and it's a two-part team environment. It's plastic surgery and it is neurosurgery. With the pressure that he had on his brain, with his head shape, the diagnosis that they gave us, and the fact that it had to be 2 surgeries, of course, they had to discuss death with us, they had to discuss blindness with us, brain bleeds, seizures, everything. Neurosurgery is the one who set the dates. He was 5 months old at the time of the first surgery. Once we crossed the pain hurdle, he was a different baby. He recovered very nicely. The suture looked great, his activity returned, he was smiling, he was eating. Doing great now. He has a head full of hair, it covers the scar. His head shape looks good. He actually looks like a normal child. He acts like a normal child. No developmental delays, no physical delays. The road that we were originally presented with that could have happened was a nightmare scenario for a parent. As bad as his head was fused, he should have had multiple delays. He should have had multiple mental delays, multiple physical delays, and did not. And I don't ever take that lightly. The church family that prayed for me, knowing that Kari's Heart prayed for me, just the support that we had, the check-ins, the prayers, the gift cards, the different things for us just trying to be comfortable in the hospital that was provided to us made more of a difference than people actually realize. So any little bit that people did, it made a big impact. And that's something I hope people are aware of.
Jackson was born full term, and at 11 days old, he suffered a traumatic brain injury, but we did not know that. He was suffering respiratory symptoms, so he was taken to the emergency room. The doctors came in and said he may not make it through the evening. Then when we got past a lot of the big testing and everything, it was, you have to prepare for having a severely special needs child. And so it's been a long process since then, but we're definitely on the road to a lot of really great things. Now he's reaching many of his milestones, most of his milestones on time or even ahead of time. Kari's Heart Foundation helped in a lot of ways, and for me personally, the biggest was their companionship and their friendship. And one of the wonderful things about Kari Heart Foundation is having been through it themselves and with so many other children before, they understand the needs that I could not, or we could not have predicted.
It's just such a blessing to have a foundation that, you know, cares about these children. Thank you, Kari's Heart Foundation, for helping me.
And when you donate to Kari's Heart Foundation, this is who you're helping.